Hello and welcome to your social studies class. I am your instructor, your teacher, Mr. Stanley, and I'm looking forward to working with you this year. Tell you a little bit about myself. I've been teaching for 12 years. For 10 years I was a regular in the classroom social studies teacher, and this year will be my second year teaching here online. And it's been a bit of a change for me, but it is exciting, and I look forward to working with you. This video is to introduce myself and then also just to kind of go through some of the things with the class. Most of it is pretty straightforward. If you've been part of BVA before, there's not really anything that's all that different from what you've done before. If you're a new student to online learning, then it'll take a little bit of adjusting, but it's pretty straightforward, and I'm just going to kind of go through a couple things that are specific to my class. Okay, so this page here is the main landing page for the course. You'll notice at the top it says United States History. I teach actually several classes. United States History. The other big class that I teach is General History, and for you, your landing page looks like this. Both landing pages are identical. They have the same basic features. The banner at the top is different and the content down below is different. But for the purpose of these instructions, it's basically the same. So what you'll find on here. First thing is, a little quote of the day up here. I throw a new quote up there every day, not on the weekends. Just little messages usually related to history. Some of them are pretty interesting, kind of thought-provoking. Take a look at those. No assignment or anything like that you have to do with those, but sometimes they can be kind of interesting, make you think a little bit. The other big thing on here is this sidebar here, my contact information. There's my picture, my name. This is a link that will access you into the virtual office. My phone number, my email address, which generally email is the easiest way to contact me. Live lessons for this history course are from 1 to 2 o'clock on Mondays. For the general history course, you'll notice it is from 4 till 5 o'clock on Tuesdays. So there's a little difference. My office hours are the same for both classes. I generally am not here on Fridays. Every once in a while I am, but for the most part I'm not. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm here from 8 until 3:30. On Tuesday, that's my late day. I'm here from 12:30 till 8. You can get me in those hours anytime. You got a link to your student email, link to go check your grades in Genius, and then a link to launch ODY, which is Odysseyware, which is your courseware. There's also a link for that over here. Okay. You got your course description, just kind of an overview of the class, what it's about. I'll come back to this. Now, as we scroll down, you'll see down here there's sections. Part A, Unit 1, Part A, Unit 2. For some of you, you are doing the class as half years, Part A, Part B. For some of you, you're doing it as a full year where it's just Units 1 through 10. The units are essentially the same regardless of how you're doing it. If you're doing the full year course, then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on here where it says Part B1, for you would actually be 6, Part B2 would be 7, and so forth. But the material, the content, the assignments, all of that is the same regardless of how you're doing it. So what is this? Now, this material is what's called supplemental material to the class. It's things to kind of help you out and support you as you're working on the class. So let's use this. Part B, Unit 1. So if you're doing Part B, this is Unit 1. It's called Hope, Tragedy, and Conflict. If you're in the full year 1 credit course, then this would be Unit 6, still called Hope, Tragedy, and Conflict. And if you look at that, if you get into that unit, you'll see that the first lesson in that unit is called Post-World War II America. So what this link here is, this is a very short video. I always mark the time, so this one's 12 minutes long. This is a short video that kind of goes along with that unit. You don't have to watch this video to do the unit. If you do the unit, if you do the lesson and it's straightforward, you understand it, and there's nothing that confuses you, then there's no reason for you to watch this video. You can just go ahead, do the work, knock it out, move on to the next thing. If there's something that confuses you, if there's something you don't understand about the questions that are in it or something that it talks about, take a look at the video. because chances are that I'll explain in the video what it is. In the videos, I kind of go through what are the most important things in the lesson, what things do you need to kind of pay attention to do the questions at the end of it, and then also to do the questions on the quiz, and just kind of give you a little extra information about some of the things that are in the lesson. The other important thing on here, you'll notice, see this one here where it says Project 1950s in Pictures. So within each lesson, you'll see there are within each unit in Odyssey where there are lessons and there are also projects. Sometimes the instructions on the projects aren't clear. Maybe it's not a project that I made, and so the instructions aren't clear. Maybe it's a project that I did make, and I just didn't do a good enough job explaining what you're supposed to do. What these videos these are kind of more detailed explanations about the projects, what it is that you need to do, gives you some helpful tips on how to do it, almost always gives you kind of sources to use, or if the sources are already in the lesson, it gives you tips on how to use the sources, how to work through them, and then what your submission should look like. These videos are usually between 5 and 10 minutes long. Every once in a while they're a little shorter, every once in a while they're a little longer, but usually about 5 to 10 minutes long. And if you're working on a project, if you open up a project in OdysseyWare and you don't understand something, you get stuck, the first thing you should do is come and check to see if there's a video on here about it. Because you might be working and you might not be able to get in touch with me at that time. You might send me an email that says, hey, I don't understand this, and it might take me, half a day, a whole day to get back to you. Now you're stuck, you're not making progress. Check to see if there's a video. If you see the video, you watch the video, you still don't get what's going on, you still don't understand what you're supposed to do, then obviously get in touch with me and we'll figure it out, we'll work through it, whatever it is that we need to do. Okay, so that's true for each of these units. There are things down here for each of these units, explanations, supplemental material. Okay, current events. So right here you'll see, if I start at the top of the page, I scroll down a little bit, you see this news banner right here. I'm not going to get too much into explaining this because there's actually a separate video that explains this in OdysseyWare. So in OdysseyWare, within each unit, you'll see there are 2 assignments in each unit for current events. It'll be Current Events Forum and then Current Events Forum 2. And the way this works is, in those lessons, in those projects, there's another video that explains how to do it. But basically, every 2 weeks, you're going to see a new news story posted up here. And then what you have to do is you just have to go in when the new story is posted. I'll always send a reminder that there's a new story. You just go in, take a look at it, read it, post up your thoughts, respond to one other classmate's response, be appropriate. If you disagree with them, that's fine. Disagreement usually leads to some pretty good discussion. Just be appropriate. And that's it. The very first forum is always introductions. You'll see when I click on this, it comes here, there's at the top, there's some questions. Add a new discussion topic. Type in your responses to the questions, okay? And then respond to one person's. If you click on somebody's response, you'll see down here an option to reply right there, and you can just reply to them. So you have to post your own and then reply to one other person's. Okay, that's it. I think, oops. Like I said, I already went through. I'm here to help you. That's my job. I'm here to help you. I look forward to it. I love helping people out. I hope you don't get stuck, but if you do, I love doing what I can to kind of help you out. Telephone, direct line to me, email, really the best way to get me, or come into the virtual office is another very good way to get me if it's during those office hours. Okay, so that's about it. Good luck with the class. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to reading some of the things, the work that you do. And if you have any trouble with this course, with any of the other courses, with anything at all that I can possibly help you with, please don't hesitate to let me know. And that's it. I look forward to seeing your work. Have a good day.